Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be painting some jig heads. I've been making my own jig heads for over 20 years, as far as buying the hooks and molding them, pouring the lead heads. And I usually just buy the Eagle Claw wire hook. It's a number 2 hook. Get up here a little closer. But it's a number 2 wire hook, and I use the wire hooks just because they'll straighten out when you get hung and you don't lose as many jigs. Also, I use the round, just basic round 1/8 ounce. I use the 1/8 ounce more than I do anything else, but I buy the powder coat. They make a couple different brands. This one's Protect. Also use a heat gun. You don't have to use a heat gun, it's just a lot easier. And I know directions and any videos that you usually see that they recommend after you powder coat your jig heads to put them in an oven and bake them at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time. And I know that's the manufacturer's suggestion also. But I've never had an issue with just painting them and hanging them up to let them cool off. The powder coat on them is really hard anyway, and when you're fishing a crappie jig, it's not like you're going to fish that jig for 2 or 3 days at a time, because you're going to lose a lot of jigs. So I've never had the paint to come off of them anyway. So I'm going to be showing you how I do it, and it's really a simple thing. And I know they make fluid beds. You can look that up for your powder coating. And I can see where that would really help out. I just never have made one. But what that does is keep your powder really fluffy when you're dipping your head into it. What I do to keep my powder fluffy, or at least for a little bit, and then I have to redo it. But I just take it and turn it upside down, loosen up that powder because it gets packed in that little jar. Loosen it up, and then it's fluffy on the top. So after that, I'll just use a pair of needle nose pliers. Just hang on to my hook like that, and then I hold my jig really close to the front of the heat gun, and normally count to about 12 seconds. 12 seconds to heat the jig head up enough that it melts the powder coat on really good. So I won't be able to talk during the process here, so just wanted to go over everything with you before I start to turn on the heat gun, because it's kind of loud. But I got a little rack made, and I'll show it to you here, that I just take the jigs and hang them onto it whenever each one. It takes don't take no more than 15 seconds and you're finished with each jig, so you can do a lot of them. I've got several hundred jig heads poured already. I normally just do different colors and bag them back up. And, although red is my favorite color, I use it more than anything. The natural silver, without paint, is a really good color too. But I like the red. I seem like I catch more fish on those. But anyway, this is about powder coating. So we're gonna powder coat some here, and you can just watch the process, and hope you enjoy the video. And I really appreciate all you that have subscribed and share it with you, man. I'll do this just for informational purposes and hoping to help other people out, especially crappie fishing. My channel will cover deer hunting, whatever's in season each season. But I love crappie fishing. That's probably my favorite sport. And I've been fishing jigs for over 20 years. And hardly ever buy minnows. I'm not saying minnows don't work. Minnows work good. I've fished them all my life. I've been fishing for crappie since I basically could hold a pole. So probably since 2 or 3 years old. And that's over 50 years, I can tell you that. So all my dad did was crappie fish, so I learned early. But after his passing, and I got hooked up with jigs. Somebody showed me how to use them. Started fishing jigs, and I fish jigs now 99.9% of the time. Although nothing wrong with minnows, and they have their application, and there's some situations where you have to have minnows, but I love the jigs. So we're gonna paint some of these up and show you how to do it, and hit that subscribe button, man. And you know, all these videos that I make is for information, you know, and that's what I want to do is show everybody else, you know, what to do and how to do it. And I really appreciate all the feedback that you give me, and if there's anything that you'd like to see or make a video on, you know, like I said, it'll probably be seasonal for whatever's in season at each time. And so hope you enjoy the video. Hit the subscribe button too, and hit that little bell over at the side. That way you don't miss anything. But we're about to get into our crappie season here in central Alabama. I've always been a springtime fisherman or fall when the crappie were shallow and the spawn was happening. But over the last few years, I've been learning to fish pre-spawn and cold weather crappie, and it's still cold here now, and it's starting to warm up. Water temperature is getting to where it's staying a little bit above 50 now. Once it gets on up to, you know, 55, 60, man, the crappie bite is going to be really on. But I've been finding a lot of crappie deep on structures where they're staging away from the banks. They're starting to move up into the creek channels, and some of them, you know, up to 35 feet deep. So I've been learning that, and trying to find a lot of structure out away from the bank. So we're doing really good. Just getting started this year. So with all the flooding going on, I'm sure everybody else has been dealing with that. Rivers have been up, muddy. Some days we'll go, it's so muddy, you know, we don't do very good because it's so muddy that I guess the crappie can't even see the jigs. But it's about to get right, so y'all subscribe and check out some of these slabs we're going to be catching. So let's get back to the video here, and I'll show you how this is done. And like I said, I won't be talking during this because it's pretty loud. So stick with us. Okay, we just painted about 25 jig heads powder coated. The next step I do is I've got these little eye cleaners here. I'm not sure what the proper name is, but it's a little tool here that's made to clean the eyes out on hooks. But as you can see here, the eye gets closed up a little bit with paint. But these little tools right here are pretty handy. It don't take but a second to do it. They got a little prong there and a little hole that you just pinch. So just stick that thing right there on that eye, mash it a little bit, move it around some, and that usually pops all the paint out of your eyes. So that's just a little handy tool. Keeps you from having to deal with that. I'm sure you picked up lures or jigs before and couldn't get your line through the hole. So that's what that little tool's for there. I'm not sure of the name of it. It's just made to clean the eyes out on hooks. So, like I said, that's 25. That's the finished product. My hands are dirty. I've been getting this wood heater going up here in my shop. Alright, so that's how I powder coat the jig heads. I'll probably make another video pretty soon just showing how I pour them. But just the way I do it, I don't know if it's the right way or what. It's always worked for me. The jig heads come out looking perfect. I mean, it's got a really glossy finish on them. They make a lot of different colors in powder coating. We got blue and black, got fluorescent orange, white. I use chartreuse, red. So you can get whatever color you want in that powder coating. It's pretty simple to do. So yeah, that's it right there. I'm glad y'all followed along again on another video. And again, it's just trying to teach people how I fish and how, you know, how I've had success doing that. And pretty much everything we do is public, so it's public land, public waters. So you can do that. Crappie fishing is a really cheap sport to get into, and it's a really good eating fish. So y'all stay tuned, and we're gonna be back with the next video, probably catching some nice crappie. We've already caught some this year, and the season's just getting started. The river's really been messed up, like I said before, and it's about to get right though. The remainder of this month, it's what, March 5th now, I think. By the second week of March, the third and fourth week of March, and then the full month of April is when I have the best luck on a certain water that we're fishing right now. And we'll be catching some big crappie. So y'all just hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss that. And I promise you, we're gonna show you some slab crappie. Thank y'all.